Okay, here's my 2014 Harley Davidson Street Bob, and I had a little problem since I installed this 8 bars. I think they're 16, 14, something like that. I added a couple of inches from the stock handlebars. And I noticed one thing that as I'm riding, the reason why it's like that tilted forward is because I loosened up the bolts on the triple tree clamps, and after I started doing this, I figured, hey, let me do maybe a little tutorial. I don't know if it's on Facebook or YouTube or anything like that, but I always like to post stuff on YouTube that might help other people out. But anyways, I don't know if you ever experienced, like, when you're sitting on your bike, you know, you're up nice and straight, but little by little you notice the view in your mirror, it's going down, going down, going down, going down. And that happens because the handlebars, you put them in one position. Maybe you put it like, oh, maybe you have it like straight forward like that, or maybe a couple inches forward like the way I had it. And now I just realized that they were like back here. And that is because when I install the handlebars, the triple tree clamps, they're not as tight as they should be. So I went to the Frederick Harley Davidson here in Frederick, Maryland, and you know, old biker wisdom told me, hey, I'll show you a little trick, and I'll tell you what the trick is in a minute, and what it's actually going to do right now. So I went and bought a couple of extra bolts, and this is part of the trick, what you see here. Okay, look, extra bolts, because the ones I have, I don't know if you can see it there, I don't know if it'll focus in right away. Anyway, it's right there. One of the bolts I have, it's stripped. This one here. So I decided, hey, let me go get some new ones, and I asked the guy, should I use some Loctite or some sort of sealant to keep the handlebars from moving back little by little as they're being used. And the trick he showed me is what I'm about to do. Something very simple. Some of you are probably guessing what it is. But again, like some of my videos, or like all my videos, I'm the only one recording it, so let me get this freaking bolt out of here, because that's the only one that won't come out. This 3 here, they're coming out. This one here won't budge. So let me take it out, show you what I'm doing, and then hopefully this will help some people out there. Okay, just passing us the wisdom from an old bearded biker, parts guy over at Frederick Harley Davidson, which are awesome guys. So, last time I had a little problem with my light coming on. I had the short shots installed. Oh, crap. Sorry, I tripped on something. I got a mess back here. So I just moved. I had the short shots installed, and after riding it for a while, this little light somewhere up here decided to come on. Luckily, I was driving around there, and they said, you probably need to install some sort of fuel management system. So I did with the FP3. I like it. Then we had the issue again. And actually, by installing the FP3, I can remap it and do other things, but I'm not going to get into detail on that because I haven't done any videos on Vance and Hines FP3. But anyways, let's get back to the video. We're going to go ahead and take care of the handlebars moving back as we ride. So hang tight, and I'll show you what I'm doing. Alright, bitch didn't want to come out, so I had to use a different tool. Use a sledgehammer, get it out, and here you can see, let me see if you can see the number of what I use here. So hammer it down. Oh, I don't know if you can see the number, but it's I think it's 15. Anyways, he came out. I got it out. All the ones are loose. So we're gonna go ahead and replace all 4 bolts because I don't want anyone to be stripped. And I'll show you the trick of what we're actually going to do. All right, stay tuned. So what we're going to do, we cut this little piece. And what we're going to do is see if we can, since we can't put any Loctite on it. So what we're going to do, I think I might need a smaller piece. We're going to wrap around this aluminum, little piece of aluminum around the handlebar base. Put a triple clamp on it. And since this is nice and soft, it'll mold to the little ridges on the handlebar, the one that keeps it secure in here and supposedly keeps it from moving. But let's go ahead and do that. Let's put this one on each side, see what happens, and see if we get a more solid handlebar, one that will keep it from moving back so much from riding. All right, see you guys in a bit when I'm done with it. All right, so just to give everybody an idea on what I'm trying to do here, I wedge little pieces of aluminum. Make sure they're wrapped around the handlebar like that on either side. Okay, so for the triple tree clamp on top, this will press against the ridges. Those are the ridges I was telling everybody about, right there. And because aluminum is kind of soft and malleable, it'll kind of stick to it and kind of create some sort of press gasket or whatever you want to call it. So let me get to it and I'll show you guys the final product in a minute. All right, there you go. Now they're nice and tight. Hopefully that's the trick. It doesn't pull back or anything. I like to keep it a little forward angle on the bike, kind of like stretch the arms a little bit so it sits upright. And there we go. So when it comes on, it'll be right up there. All right, so that is a little trick. The only thing I noticed, I tried to make it, cut it, or make it so it wouldn't show anywhere here. I don't know if you can see it. It only shows a little bit on the front. I don't know if you can see it there. If you can't see it, great. If you do, it doesn't matter. You see a little bit of blue in there, but there you go. So there's my video. Just use kind of beer, Bud Light, one of my favorites, cheap beer I guess, and just cut it like, I will say about 3/4 of an inch thin, kind of like, I will say about 3 inches long. Make sure that it wraps around the area where it's supposed to grip on the triple trees. Put it on there, tighten up, and you're good to go. And again, like my previous video, it's not professional. It's more to help people out there. They're having the same problem I was having of the handlebars pulling back a little bit every time I took it out for a ride. So if you like it, great. If not, you know what I say. Kiss my ass. Have a good one.